Sir, ngayon, I understand that you had an interview with Bloomberg sometime mga mid July, or just about mga 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Before the latest numbers came out dun sa GDP. And what you were looking at during that time was a contraction of 6.7% for the second quarter. Now we do know that it's already at 16.5%. Uh, so I suppose the numbers took you by surprise. It seemed to have taken a lot of people in government by surprise. But what do you think accounts for that huge difference between what many officials in government expected and what we got in the end?
Siguro yung severity ng lockdown, no? And the consumer behavior is one. And of course, the fear of some of the producers also. I think additionally, yung transport, no? Maraming na-restrict yung movement. And so, but as I said, this is not the end of the world for us. As you know, in past crisis, we ran out of dollars dahil the peso was depreciating and we don't have a huge gross international reserves. Interest rates were going up. This is much different. Ang reason lang why the plunge was huge was because of the lockdown talaga, severity of the lockdown. But the economy is fundamentally sound. And once we open up the economy slowly, it will bounce back. And in fact, we're looking at an economic growth of between 6.5 to 7.5 next year, no? And so it's just a matter of maybe adopting what has already been maybe the consensus among policymakers, that we should move away from strict nationwide lockdowns. Dapat siguro more localized, siguro village level or even building levels, so it will not be so disruptive to the economy.
Governor, before the GDP figures came out, you were saying that the worst is over. Do you still believe in that?
Yeah, the worst is over because we were looking at the second quarter. Tapos na yung second quarter. So from here on,
this is a prolonged crisis. You can see naman, wala pang vaccine, tumataas yung ano.
We look at some of the indicators. Manufacturing is actually being less negative. Capacity utilization is being less negative. There's heavier traffic now. So once we open up, siguro by August 18, we will back to mas open na economy. Alam mo yung this 2-week lockdown is only Greater Metro Manila. It's no longer Manila plus Region 4A and Region 3. It's no longer that. It's Greater Metro Manila. And so next week, we'll go down to the, siguro, sabi ko nga, village level or by buildings na lang. And then, but we'll open up almost everything. Except,
Pero sir,
yung mga schools, I don't think we'll open up the schools, and also the athletic events and even the concerts, etc.
Yes, pero sir, consumption is still down, and economists are saying that people are still not about to spend because of the uncertainty and the growing numbers pa rin of COVID cases.
That's true, but we expect the third quarter to be better than the second quarter. Kaya yun ang ibig sabihin, the worst is over, no? The third quarter, which is July, August, September, will be much better than the April, May, June, and then the fourth quarter, which starts in October, will be much better than the third quarter, and then the next year we expect a stronger recovery.
What will fuel the consumption in the coming quarter? What will fuel the consumption in the coming quarter, for example, given that the cases are still rising?
Well, alam mo, to me, the correct metric, let's not be focused too much on the number of cases. The correct metric is death per 100,000 population, okay? And we're doing well in that metric. And compare us with other countries and the same same countries, our peers, let's say Mexico or Peru, or something like that, or even compare us with the more developed countries with more developed health system, we're doing much better. What will propel the consumption? I think because of the opening up of the economy. Uh, the president wants people to go back, look for a job, and factories will start firing up. The build program will be on stream, and then of course, as I said, manufacturing will pick up. No? Those to me, the growth sectors will be agriculture. Second will be information and communications, and then once manufacturing starts cranking up, and then of course the build. Ay, yung build, madaling restart yun kasi well-funded yun at saka may mga plano na talaga yun.
Okay. So yung pong projection nyo na, as you said, you expect a stronger first quarter next year, and we expect that as much as well, even just for base effect. Pagsak lahat ngayon, we would expect, we would hope na mas malakas next year. But what are the assumptions? What are the major assumptions underpinning those projections? And on the other side of it, what might be some risk factors there in case certain major assumptions do not come to pass?
We have to live with the virus, okay? Let's not wait for the vaccine before we start buying. Yun ang number one assumption. That the assumption is that all the measures, the fiscal, monetary, and the health measures that we have adopted will gain traction. Kasi yung second quarter, understandably, we have to lock up the economy so that we can build our health facilities. We can flatten the curve, and that's what we're doing. We're now testing, treating, and tracing, and treating people. So pag nag-gain ng traction yun, and it's gaining traction now, and we learn to live with the virus, hindi na tayo kasing takot nung second quarter, I think the economy will pick up.
You were quoted, sir. Go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah, but if flattening the curve, for example, is one of those major assumptions, what exactly are we looking at? Because I understand what you're saying, that you're looking at case fatality rate as one of the major indicators.
Correct.
But as far as the behaviors of people are concerned, the reality is that's not what they're looking at. They're looking at the number of cases rising. They don't see it. And even if you were to say that that's just one side of the optics, the reality is that is what is dictating the behavior of people. And in a consumer-driven economy, that's a big assumption to hang your hat on.
Well, we're learning something new every day, no? Hindi na tayo kasing takot noon before kasi kala natin talaga this is morbid, no? The virus. Now 98% or 99% hindi naman ganun kaseryoso. Kasi nga look at the death per 100,000 population. So kung mag-iingat lang tayo, and here there's a responsibility of citizens is very important. No, we learn to wash our hands, wear our mask, and maintain the distancing. We'll be okay. Kaya every day we learn something new. We know how to live with the virus. We cannot be forever scared of the virus, not getting out of our house, hindi ba? And so we're now actively seeking those who are infected, and we have built enough facilities, and we keep building more facilities so that we can really address this while waiting for the vaccine.
Are you expecting a sharp recovery, a swoosh recovery, a very slow recovery? Ano pong
sabi ko, deepest na natin yun. That's why when I said that the worst is over, yun yung second quarter. Then we'll start recovering in the third, fourth quarter, maybe 0 in the third quarter, maybe 0.5% or 1% in the fourth quarter, and then sa next year talaga yung mag-expand tayo. So that's what I call the swoosh type of recovery.